All right, so clinic number 1 for the day is done. So I had my 2 Staten Island clinics. I've got one more in upstate New York here this afternoon. It's about an hour and a half drive from here in Staten Island. It's a pretty nice day outside. So the tremendous benefit of the rental car that they gave me, this Stang baby, is we're gonna go ahead and take the top off the defense. Let go. I'm going to get sunburned.
DJ Khaled.
I see the top of the Maybach. 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 I see the top of the Maybach.
To the middle, home ball, let's go. How we feeling today? Sore. All right, good. That's good. That means you're working, right? All right, but for the next 2 hours, we're going to forget about how we're feeling right now. All right, we're going to work again. All right, if you already put in work today, forget about it, move on. If you haven't, well, that's why we're here. All right, I'm Coach D, Coach Ryan, back from North Carolina for a little bit. Coach E is floating around somewhere right here, blending in. I got Coach AJ, all right, and this is Coach Taylor Ware. All right, I'm not sure if any of us have done any research after we posted on social media, things like that. He owns a training company out in Indiana, I believe. All right, so the Midwest, there's a lot of training, not just in Indiana though, but kind of all over the country. He's currently on a tour, stops in North Carolina, stops all up and down the East Coast. Had a stop earlier this morning, was in Staten Island this morning, all right, and then drove all the way up here. But I guarantee you, he's not gonna give us any excuses as far as being sore and tired. Right? He's gonna give you guys everything he has, and I expect the same in return. Understood?
Let's go.
Good. All right. So his company right now is called Competitive Greatness. I'm not sure what that means to you or what that means to Coach. All right. But what that means to me is being willing to go above and beyond what your opponent is gonna do. All right. So to outcompete, to outwork, to outgrind. All right. To go and get something that they want, maybe just as bad. But maybe they're not willing to work as hard as you were, All right, to me, that's competitive greatness, to go above and beyond, not as far as your natural ability, all right, your God-given talent. It's all about the work that you put in, all right? So Coach has done that, we've done that, we continue to do that, all right, and I'm sure that's gonna be something that we continue to kind of look at, not just today, but moving forward. A little bit about Coach. Indiana University, played D1. Raise your hand if you think that he went there on a full ride. It's a good answer, right? Walk on. We talk about competitive greatness, wanting it more than every single other person in the country that's fighting for that Division I scholarship. And then, even the ones that got the Division I scholarship, he goes there and outworks them, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. For 4 years, earns a spot every single year, all right? A walk-on at the highest level of college basketball, competitive greatness, right? We all have that ability, all right? So there's no excuses here, all right? And he's a great model for that. So again, Coach Taylor Ware, I'm going to let him kind of have the mic for a second and talk to you guys, all right? Coach?
I'll piggyback off that. The reason I named my company Competitive Greatness, and John Wooden defined it as being at your best when your best is needed. That's what competitive greatness is. So what I tell my athletes all the time is we're training for those opportunities. The opportunity I was presented with at IU, I didn't just train like a week before. It kind of happened like that, and it was the 5 years leading up to that I was trying to outwork people for that spot. Being from Indiana, that's like the goal for kids is to go to Indiana University. So it wasn't like a day before it happened, it wasn't a month or even a year, it was way far in advance. So all of you are at the spot where you can do that, and the way that I describe it to people, it's actually tattooed on my chest, is always being at your best. So you're preparing to be at your best when that opportunity presents itself by coming in every day, being at your best. And the one we've been saying lately, yesterday I was over at the MBPA in Manhattan, watching Rudy Gay work out, a couple other guys that are kind of trying to get into the NBA. The biggest difference with those guys is they just commit to every single day coming in and getting like 1% better. They don't have to get drastically better every single day. But if you can commit to getting just like 1% better, or not even that, just going 1% harder today than you did yesterday. And then the same thing tomorrow. Think about where you're going to be 6 months from now, a year from now, or again, like in my case, 5 years from now. You're going to be a heck of a lot better, right? And you're going to be working a lot harder than everybody else. So that's all I'm going to ask you for. I know they're probably the same way. All the stuff that I'm going to have you do, that they're going to have you do, I don't care if you jack it up. I would almost encourage you, not almost, I do encourage you to fail at it. Like mess up a ball handling drill, mess up a layup, but go hard enough where you do have to mess it up a couple times, get back up, do it again. You won't hear me say boo about you jacking it up. You will hear me say stuff about you not going hard enough. And that's what I'm going to ask you to do this whole time today.
All right, let's bring it in. All right, as soon as we break, I need us to get into, let's go 8 lines on the sidelines. So
You know,
4 lines on this side.
everybody's been telling me what they think about me for the last few months. Maybe it's time I tell them what I think about them.
Great job, good. Finish it. Okay, now you're behind the back. What I want you to start to think about, you're going to hear me talk about some pretty technical stuff today. A lot of people, when they would do a drill like this, are just going to go triple behind the back and just move the ball. That's not going to do anything to that defender. You've got to start to shift your weight back and forth. So even though it's short space there, I want you to literally feel the weight shift from foot to foot. Okay, so I'm back and forth. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm after that next spot. Get it downhill. We're going to go Euro step. The way again, I always teach it, most of you probably do it naturally, is your ball side foot typically steps first. So on this side, I'm attacking with my right. Get a ton of space. Don't shortcut this. Drive it hard. Boom, right, left, because the ball's in my right hand, and finish. Same thing on the left side. Ball in my left hand. It's a huge separation step up and into that finish. Okay? Good.
Good. Here we go, Mace. Here we go, Mace. Come on. Push. Then push.
Okay, I got it, copy. 2020, but I can't see nobody. One eye open, Illuminati. This might be the verse that make them drop me. Ain't making friends, we just making hobbies. Know that was my girl, that was just a hobby. Call her 50, tell them load up the lobby. Elevator up, no need to find me. Yeah. X-ray vision, see through you nigga. Newspaper scan.
Freaking dangerous, dude. Holy smokes. Okay, so of course I've always got to go with coffee. That's the reason I come. I've never even gotten the Munchkins before, but freaking Dunkin' D's, baby. Double D's! Just killing the game per usual and killing my diet. At least I'm gonna go work out later, I guess. Can't make this stuff up. 7.2 miles, 33 minutes. That's a lot of red. Lot of red. A lot of red there, a lot of red here. NYC, baby. Lucky as all get out. There's the hotel. The street parking is free, and your boy just got this spot out of all the spots in New York City. Unreal. all right. Whew. Let's see what we got to work with here. Well, nothing. All right, Sunday morning. Got the workout in earlier. Should have gotten some footage of that, but the weight room was very average. This hotel's pretty interesting, as you can see. It's a pretty small room, but I mean, I'm like right in the heart of Manhattan. And so, I mean, not too shabby at all, obviously, but basically, I'm on the 4th floor, which kind of stinks. I was hoping I'd get a better view than this, but this is, you know, literally a block from all the action. I'm on the south side of Manhattan, so this is kind of technically considered, I guess, the financial district. So like the World Trade Center, Memorial, and all that stuff is right down the street. Wall Street's right down the street, so I'm actually walking to Wall Street right now. I'm going to go meet my guy, Coach Anthony from shooting school, who I've done some stuff with on Staten Island. We're going to go to the Yankees game, so that should be fun, should be pretty cool. So I'm meeting him at the Wall Street subway, and then we're going to take that up to the Bronx, go watch the game, and hang out for a little bit. So it's been a long weekend, quite honestly. Not in a negative way, just a lot going on. I got back and I was knocked out. I was going to try to film kind of my 2 cents from the workout up in upstate New York, as well as the shooting school stuff on Staten Island, but I will get to that and obviously make sure I've got that, you know, my thoughts and all that stuff within the video, so you'll get to see that. But it's awesome. It's a blessing to be able to work with so many different kids. You know, we got to work with 100 kids in New York this weekend, and you know, 2-3 years ago that wouldn't have been the case. It's awesome that they're coming out to work with us, to experience some of the stuff that we're doing, and obviously hopefully continue to grow our brand. And then obviously being over at the NBPA and watching, you know, like guys like Rudy Gay work out and talking with some of the best trainers in the world and getting to network with some agencies out here is a huge thing for us and a huge thing with where we want to go. So it's been a great weekend. Like I said, you fight through the fatigue, you fight through the tired, you know, moments, just like we tell all our athletes to do, because it's all worth it, or you hope it's all going to be worth it in the end. And I think this weekend was a really, really good trip. So with that being said, I'm going to go enjoy the Yankees game. I'm going to relax, fly back out on Monday.
I know you moved on to someone new. Whole life is beautiful. You were the light for me to find my truth. I just wanna say thank you.
Leaving to find my soul. Told her I had to go. And I know it ain't pretty when I heart
I made you hot. Catch me at the X with OG at a Yankee game. That made the Yankee hat more famous than a Yankee can. You should know I bleed blue, but I ain't a crypto. But I got a gang of walking with my click though. Welcome to the melting pot. Corners where we selling Africa been by the home of the hip hop. Yellow cap, gypsy cap, dollar cap, holla back. For foreigners it ain't fair, they act like they forgot how to act. 8 million stories out there in the naked.
Alright, absolutely horrible for you, but went to the Yankees game, went and walked around Manhattan with my guy Anthony from shooting school, Staten Island guy. Went and had some Italian. Well, we went to an Italian restaurant, had salmon, and actually some crab cakes, so I guess not Italian at all. But went to a nice little spot down in Manhattan, walked back. Really, really good food, but I had to, before I left, try. They've got these hot dog stands all over the place in Manhattan, really all over New York. They got hot dog stands, Euro stands, falafels, all these different things. There's little food trucks. Supposedly they're really, really good. I believe Anthony and the Staten Island boys call these dirty water dogs. Dirty water dogs because they talk about how it's just disgusting. So the water they're boiled in is used over and over and over again, or at least that's what they say. So luckily for me, the one that I chose happened to have a grill. So they actually grilled the dog rather than it being a dirty water dog. It's probably a dog that got grilled on a really dirty grill. So we'll see how good it is. We'll see if it lives up to the hype. I'm a ketchup guy myself, so real plain. I feel like I should do like a Barstool Sports review. One bite, everybody knows the rules. Very average dog. Just gonna be honest.